YouTube stuff. I like this. I ain't got nothing to do. Got a lot to do. I always got something to do 24/7. I'm waiting on my stuff to dry so I can get out of here. But while I'm here, I'll be doing a lot of reading. I like to read my Bible. I learn a lot. It's quiet I was watching this program, this Gentile one. They hosting it over there on, I think that's Deacon what is it? TGC Ministries. T yeah, TGC Ministries. And I'm like, okay. It's this Gentile woman over there. She said they gave her a platform to talk about it, so she feel compelled to talk. She feel moved by the Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Spirit, the Spirit of the Father that's in her, to talk about the Bible and who we are and why we're going through the conditions. Like, I don't know if I'm speaking it enough or being, if I'm speaking it enough or being clear enough. But yeah, hmm. I was sitting here reading Deuteronomy, and I know a lot of people researching this information and trying to come to a sound conclusion, which you will come to a sound conclusion. Everything we do, we either worship it in obedience or disobedience. Yo, or serve. I say that. You're either serving who created you and what he purposed you for in obedience or disobedience. We ask a lot of questions like, who are we? This, and that's the dynamics of it is so, man, it's so powerful as far as who we are from being who we're connected to. That we are the Hebrew Israelites. How you know that? Because the Bible tells you so. God actually tells you the things that will befall his people if they're obedient or disobedient. Man, when I'm read and look where it's coming from. The Bible, I'm sitting there reading Deuteronomy 28, and I know it was the Most High who scattered our people. I know it was Deuteronomy 32. Let me go there first. I asked a question. Genesis in the beginning, the rise of Israel and Judah. That's what's really happening. And this is the rise of an ancient kingdom, or we talk about kingdom truth. That means God's truth of his word and how it reflects and plays out in life today in real time. Not no having been connected to anything other than the truth, which is the Father. That's the hour that we're living in. And that's the times that's being revealed from my research. Deuteronomy 32. So for a lot of questions that the so-called Negroes ask and the things that we see us going through under the different in different nations, we ask a lot of questions. We're always left to ask a lot of questions. Then the fact that we put these nations and these systems before us coming together to create a system of justice. Everything we do, which would be rooted in love for nation, our people, and our nation. Because all this, we all the same people. We all got same opportunity to do this and that. No, the only opportunity we as children of the Most High will ever receive is the one that you create. He's not gonna send you to Mr. Jones or whoever to ask for no job when what he created And he gave you the instruction book. That's why I'm reading this. Because, like I said, it's a lot of questions and no answers. But when I'm reading this Holy Bible, the basic King James, it answers, it speaks directly to the spirit and the action, the things that I see happening to our people that happen, that's happening, and was foretold to come to pass in future prophecy. It's happening right here. Deuteronomy 32. I said, I will scatter them into corners. I will make the remembrance of them to cease from among men. Who the Most High talking about? His people, the Hebrews. Then I was just reading Deuteronomy 28. I'm going to read that here. I'm going to do some Bible reading instead of talking about the world. But as I'm reading, these things going to resonate in your spirit because why? It's talking about our people. And that means it's time to return to the covenant, learn who you are as kingdom citizens. It ain't just for you, it's for you to be a light, which means you carry the instruction of the Heavenly Father. Set apart people, Kodesh, set apart for their purpose. Yeah, we're gonna get money. We talk about all that and bring all that into play. Yes, we are royal people. With royalty comes wealth. And you don't have to depend on the world. That's what I'm sitting here. I'm working it out and figuring a way where I won't have to be connected to them. But then ultimately I realize it's going to come through us doing business between one another. You got something I need, of course I'm going to do business with my people first. But it's got to be reciprocal and consistent. That's the only way we're going to build where we can fight to even resist the oppressor. And then you gotta understand you coming under the oppressor because you ain't building for yourself. You ain't building. And we gotta do it. You can't rely on nobody else. They don't have love for us like that. They can, but they choose not to. And a lot of people go along with the system because they get perks. Why? Because they invested in it. But if you can also invest in yourself and create it yourself, like my man them with their clothes, create the brand. You create whatever it is you desire to have. God bless you to be able to do it. People should invest in it. We should be the first to invest in what we're doing. That means doing business with on a consistent basis. If it's a need that's to be met on a daily basis, do that business with your people, godly people, people who love the Most High. People who not only love them, be stuck in that time warp doing business with them. That's chasing democracy. And with that democracy, yeah, with me, no, I don't like to return on it because it leave a lot of people out. In the kingdom, there's commonwealth. We have all things in common because we build together, family. It ain't no one goddamn man with $10,000 billion and everybody else starving. Like, what the fuck? That don't make that's not kingdom. That's not nothing of God's word. And if you following that, that's because you made the decision. I made decisions to come up out of the world so long ago. We was kids. We never gravitated to that. I'm tell you what, I'd rather have been Michael Corleone, the mafia family. You know what I'm saying? Than to go and I'm being honest. Because first of all, you ain't want the government in your business. You know they was crooked as hell. Then you dealing with people that never really got over what these bastards did to us. They can downplay and say, oh, they belly aching on what happened in the past. No, what happened in the past shaped and molded what the hell we see today. If you don't think it's a people that need to be awakened or a people that this Bible, like this Bible is saying, it's going to take him to save them out of the condition that they in. But yet that works two ways. You got to take hold of him. That's where we at. That's why you keep hearing this. You ain't gonna never stop hearing. because it don't just come with a hearing, it comes more so what they doing. It's time to start implementing things. I'm just speaking it because I know the truth. And I understand because I'm behind the eight ball. And I don't like it. I ain't gonna come on here saying our people selfish and this and that. No. I think we not aware. We don't have communications like, the enemy set up. They everywhere. You hear them all over the place. But then you got a remnant of God's people. You can't say you're not hearing them. They can shadow ban all they want. But if you his people, then by law you should be doing whatever you doing with his people. I'm not doing this with my people. You're phony. A lot of people phony as hell. I'm doing everything with my people. That's the only way we gonna get black power. You gotta do your own thing, brother and sister, and your collective body has to come together to create that sense of security on a daily exchange. You daily exchange. Like, we gotta wake up, man. A lot of people phony kicking. I wish I could sell all y'all my service on a daily. If I could sell my service as an all around package, that gives me ideas. That's why I make videos, because when I'm on here, I hear in the ethers. Like, I was sitting there listening to a sister who teach people to make offers, but she used these models coming from an AI perspective. Now, I don't got nothing against AI because she doing her design. And everybody that go join the group, take the challenge. Man, yesterday I'm hearing a return on the challenge. I'm like, that's the return I need. But they selling systems that a lot of companies know they need. Maybe they haven't found the right, point of entry, and that you offer certain, you have something of value to offer. They getting paid. They talking about their monthly take is in the millions. I'm like, what? They playing heavy. That's where I need to go in. Hey, that's why I'm sitting there like, that's how we supposed to be playing. That's how I'm, listen. That's like, okay, I ain't complaining about what they got because what I got creates that. And it is a retail service. So I can package it and offer it. Start one of them sites. Well, I already let the people know. Maybe I need to be more formal. Well, black people, well, I can't, y'all know. Stop that. We need to stop that. We need to stop letting others guide how we see one another, or the urgency and realness, and how we should do business with one another consistently on a daily basis. Even if you in even if you connected with their system or not, there's ways we can make it work by coming together. That's what will create that system of justice. I'm tired of and I'm tired of people telling me, just go get it. No, we got talents and gifts. What I do, I could train you and your children. So don't tell me we don't have nothing of value. I'm sitting here talking about, I'm sitting here writing down and taking notes how I can package it, because it is a retail. That was the entry point of taking the conversation this way. The sister that I watched, that sold programs, taught people how to use these different managing programs. That's business related. Or it don't matter what the product is. Like my product right here, this is what's something that I can guarantee without a shadow of a doubt. Automotive repair. A car is an investment. That's your asset. You want to keep it an asset, meaning you want to keep it running. You want to keep it sound. You want to keep it strong and operating properly. You don't want no half-ass. You don't want to do get no half-ass work surrounding your product, because it's already losing value coming off the lot. But that doesn't mean it has to lose value when you in transit, when you in community, or bringing it to, you might want to sell it. If you maintain it, You got the right person taking care of that investment. It maintains its value. You can get what it's worth out of it. You might have to do a little modifying, but you can get what it's worth out of it. More, you can get what you paid, or probably more. Matter of fact, you can get more because it's an investment. I mean, that with that, you can add on to it. Like people, people buy service vehicles every day, vans, trucks, cars, depending on what the service is. That's what I mean, service. And I see it like it's a light at the end of the tunnel because I can guarantee, me personally, you need an engine put in there. I can put the engine in there, pull the old one, put the new one in by myself. I can guarantee that myself. In less than 7 days. Ain't no, I say less than 7 days, depending on. Yeah, we're gonna before we even get to it, we're gonna make sure we got everything we need. But ain't no telling what we might run into along the journey. Yeah, we think of that. We make sure the engine is compatible before we put it in there. We make sure all the accessories that are on there, once they come off, you're gonna have to put them back on, like alternator, starter, uh, things of that sort. Power steering pumps. That stuff you remove out the way to pull the engine out. Axles. You gotta pull them axles out. Then you decoupling that transmission. Pay attention to that. Yeah. Pay attention to everything. Pay attention to your fuel line. What else you got? You got a lot of things that's at play. That's bolted up on that engine, and that's at work. Rightfully so. This is happening now. Why your eyes big? The shift has already started. Most people missed it. Yeah, $1 is gone. But when you tell your people that, they act like they hard hit. They don't act like they are hard hit. So they can miss me with that conversation. Yeah, Japan just got serious too. Ain't nobody paying attention. I try to forewarn people to let them know so they can know what type of currency to invest in. What is, well, commodities. Know that there are commodities you can invest in that hold value. Hmm. Hmm. It's a lot changing. And that's what brings me, that's why I stay in the Word, because it predicted it. If you ever want to know what's going to happen, the Most High will give you out of sleep. And you not I already know you're not gonna come to it unless you're called. It's the Most High who will call you. That's who will awaken you. And you're not gonna come unless he has moved your heart. That way I know you be seeking the truth. My testimony of my awakening of being an Israelite. That's the conversation I want to hear because that's how we're gonna overcome the world. 1971. Got your Africa too. I need my Africa. Shalom. I mean shalom. Shalom. Yeah, we are the people. So I'm sitting here talking about it now. Our people, because blessed shalt thou. Let me go to this verse because he talks about his people being called a byword and a proverb. And I'm like, but just listen to this. Deuteronomy 28:15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahuwah thy Elohim, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and shall overtake thee. Note it now. The blessing had, oh, they had come into the blessing when they received it. So let's not be lose sight of what's really going on. We just not talking about the curses. These are blessed people too. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. Just alone here in America, what other people been treated like they are cursed people in the city and in the fields, the countryside? Yeah, things have changed, but remember there was a civil war along the countryside because of you. And that's why I know the spirit bears witness to the truth of who we are. Sis got on 1971. I'm 71 too, sis. And you sound like you got a British accent. And I know my last name come out of Britain. It's a Welsh name. Reese comes from rice. And it came out of Britain. Yeah, sis. Trust me. And I know I'm an Israelite too. And I can't wait till all us band together. I don't know what we waiting on. I see she got an African chain on. Nice hunk of thick gold. Africa. Medallion. Fair use copyright. First, let me finish this. Yeah, but curse shall thou be in the city, and curse shall thou be in the field. It's all praise due to the Most High that He sent Messiah. Messiah came to take away this. What we lost in the beginning, He came to reestablish. So we don't have to operate under that no more. You know, now we can connect back to the source, the Father, and move as sons with with our rights as kingdom citizens. You have rights in the kingdom. And being, yeah, you're going to have to come out of, meaning come out of that system and follow it. I don't think a lot of people talk that rah-rah, black power crap. But when you get down to it, a lot of them ain't really, that's what I mean. I don't use the credit system. I don't use the banking system. I choose to use, uh, man, America going down, bro. You need to be listening to, you better check them video, bro. American dollar is dead. That's what I'm telling people. You better be careful when you invest. Like I was saying, I would invest in commodities, man, that don't lose value. Things that you need through centuries, and then it can't be controlled by no, you know? I don't need no another man telling me what's of value that God created and already gave me value and told me to rule over it, and be fruitful and multiply with it. But you telling me when it's to your advantage, oh, it's losing value. Oh, it's gaining value. Oh, it's losing value. Man, that's witchcraft. And because it's them that's doing that, I woke up as a child. I knew about it when I was young, 13, 12, searching for black Jesus. Like, where he at? Something ain't right with this scenario. That's what made me go to Islam. Real talk. Like, I know it's a black Jesus. You ask questions, but you never heard it. But as I got older, I kind of walked away from the church. I would go, but I wasn't hearing the word no more. But I always read the Bible, prayed, and believed their word, family. I just stopped we really didn't mess with the church because, you know, shit, we was young. We didn't want to be stuck up in no church all day. And y'all already know you black. Your mama gonna have y'all in church all day, 10 days a week, 50 hours. Like, are you serious? You know? Are you serious? All that stuff we was taught in love. I appreciate my parents. Don't get it twisted. But that ain't it. And that's why you're hearing this loud this loud shofar blow. That's why you feeling this movement. They might not acknowledge it, but the truth is the truth is the truth is the truth. We done took the Torah back, exposing everything that's not of the truth, realigning with the truth of the God's word as it is written. Ain't caring about what these gatekeepers, black, white, brown, yellow, whatever color you are. We tearing down strongholds the gatekeepers have once, used to put a lock on us. It's done locked us into a box, what we call a matrix. We done broke, we didn't come up out there like, work your way out, like like tell you, they used to say, uh, you can't, these dudes can't work themselves out of a paper bag, trying to down your ability to be able to, produce, basically, your manliness, your manhood, your ability to create like your creator. He gave you the ability to create and to rule and dominate over what you create. He told you, he didn't tell you go get no damn loan to use no debt to do nothing. If you stretch it, it's gonna come from hard work, consistent work and dedication. Our people gotta stop that shit. Because it don't come from them don't mean it ain't quality. You want premium? We can get premium too. Be straight up with us. A lot of us only move on a certain level because we some cheap asses. We good, loving, kind people, and we have our, we got great qualities. We're royal people. But some of us don't act royal when dealing with one another. We need to change that. And don't let no outside peasants set the standard for how we do business with another. You try to do business with your people, they come trying to run that shit the oppressor, the colonizers ran on us. Like, drop that program. Our program is based on commonwealth and it's spread through love and through love for the Most High and obedience to His will. And that's gonna show up through His people, not no damn system. Them the niggas telling you you can't have the promise the Most High gave. I just listened to one of the elders be on here teaching. He kind of a financial guru. He been teaching and showing people how to understand the universal commercial codes, so you will know how these corporations and business are these corporations and businesses are supposed to operate, and you can hold their ass to the law. And knowing, and that's gonna give you the ability to, as long as you know, knowing is half the battle. Now I know how this thing works and how I can use it to my advantage. That's what it's for to me to use, not for their ass to tell me when I can or under what conditions. The mere fact that I'm in the goddamn on country and I'm a citizen of the country, I ain't twisted. Yeah, I'm here in the world now, and I was born in this stinking ass nation. But I don't like how they, I don't like their politics. I don't, as in how they deal with their citizens. Hell no. And these black politicians, they are a joke. They just like they our cousins, the ones that use it in against people. They ain't using the fact that they got all these people here. It seems to me as if while they talking about Troy, that's why Burkina Faso and them nations are thriving. Yeah, they might have been down. They ain't down no more. And they point into the people and build it. You hear that? Point into the collective body. They ain't pointing to a special group, special interest group. Like, the fuck out of here. Now your special interest groups are pulling out. What the hell are you gonna do to provide for your people? They pulling out by the minute. Fair use copyright, fair use copyright. But yeah, I'm getting a little heated here. But yeah, black people, you the Hebrews and the Israelites. Learn what that means. The Hebrews are the people in the southern kingdom of Judah. The Israelites are the people that converted into that way. And some of the Hebrew people that went to form that nation. Can't listen to everybody because everybody don't know how to rightly divide this word. And I wanted to speak on that. How you know this is talking about y'all? Because Deuteronomy 28, verse 37, thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all the nations whither the Lord shall lead thee. Duh. This is talking about the curses that will come up on you. if you disobey the covenant, you break the covenant, that's some of the things that will happen to that people. Y'all don't know that's happening to us? Better wake up, family. It's time. And come together. Come together according to the instruction. We don't need what they got. Come out from among them. We're natural people. We can live off the land. God gave you free water. What we keep paying them for water for? Why I can't just tell them get the fuck out of my business? Why I can't get me some solar panels and collect free energy? Why I gotta pay them for what God gave you free? Like what the? We don't need they engineers. We know how to set up water dams. We know how to establish, create electricity. Like what the? We don't need them. They need you. That's what it seemed like to me. Reverse it. Without us, they ain't got shit. They ain't doing no work. And that was my point. Like, they looking at Africa trying to make fun of Africa. Africa rising. Africa got natural minerals that's going to carry them for as long as they need to survive. And they can use them to build their land. That's wealth, family. That fucking piece of paper is not wealth. It lose value the moment that the nations don't want to buy it. Right now, they de-dollarizing. They not buying it because they don't like how wicked we have dealt with them. We haven't dealt with nations justly in a godly manner. That's bullshit. Western nations don't deal like that. They play both sides of the fence, and you go along with it, you're a fucking devil. I don't care all that. I don't need the money. Well, we need to come together, and do business with one another to do business with us. We create this, but a lot of us ain't got the means right now. And y'all need to pay attention to that. Y'all got all them resources. Y'all need to do business with us. What you keep bypassing us, talking about corporations, and they ain't doing nothing but fucking over what you got. Then they don't respect you. Then they talk about come taking over your land like you ain't got no. I see, yeah, the Negroes over here. We are set apart people. I don't believe we know different from our brothers and sisters that came from the second, third, and fourth generation. A lot of people that took note to the fact that okay, just like I'm saying, but I don't hate Africa. I'm gonna let you know you need to do business with the Negroes. All model. I see Abraham Traore and them how they going and they don't use that model. They basing what they doing on love for their people. That's where the hell we need to start. All this getting over on people, using people all day. A lot of our people fall under that. Y'all got, I see them on here. Well, we can sell, you can come to my class and give me $5,000. You can get to these videos and you can learn how to get the contracts. Open the motherfucking door. How about that part? If you empower a bunch of us, where we can get our chance to what our beat them know. Well, I'm gonna let them all know so we can stand up and then we can run your asses. We can die now. Excuse me. We can own space. We don't need nothing they got. We could dig a hole in the ground and collect water. Water comes from the earth naturally. They got catchers bins with the equipment to clean the water. You got solar panels. There go your energy, your power. You could set up battery systems to store that. Stop playing. We can live off the land. We don't need that model. That model is not conducive for humanity. Survival of the fittest. Well, if I play how my president is teaching me, how about I go down to the nearest bank or how would they feel if I went to, let me rephrase that. How would they feel, because that's not my intentions. I'm just using this as an example. How would they feel if people just start going to currency exchanges and taking all the money up out of them? When them trucks come, take all the money from them. Go to their banks, go in there and take all their money. Like 30, 40 people go in there one time and go take their shit. What they gonna do? Everybody armed to the teeth. Go take all that shit. What are they gonna do? Why don't they just open the door? Stop with the bullshit, with the fraternizing with just their friends. Then we'll sit and look at that shit like I'm the problem. Oh, our men ain't shit. They don't want to work. They don't want. Excuse me, that's why they hate, because under pressure your man ain't gonna fold. Judah gonna stand. Cause we know we can go and create an economy outside of that shit. That's where they get their economy from. They ain't got no economy. I look at how they set up the weed. Man, we've been selling weed all our life because it was a way to ensure. Then these niggas come along and everybody just happy go lucky, like it's all right. But them y'all was calling the police on us like we was doing something wrong. Like what the fuck? People got it twisted, man. And if you don't pay attention, you'll be by choosing to follow something like that. You will be your own demise. A sucker is born every minute. Over your granddaddy, what makes you think they ain't gonna fuck you over? And it's the same system. I ain't giving them no pass, but that don't mean I'm stuck on stupid. We do all this bias and unnecessary bullshit. Even Africa, y'all need to support what the fuck going on. We the ones with the boots on the ground. We the ones that can move the community and get the community involved. But shit, we need the resources. We don't need you kissing their ass or kissing up to them. You steady empower them to put their foot on our head. Y'all don't know that damn serpent? The Most High, that's that serpent spirit. The Most High told you the son of the kissing, like bending over, like stop. No, this ain't back then. And no, this I don't mean nothing. I don't take nothing away from our warriors. Our warriors didn't lay down. The ones they killed is the ones that fought. Ain't nobody lay down and take that shit. I don't see it. I'm too disruptive. I'll shake this mo. What? I would have shook something up where nobody be living. Like, stop playing. If we can't have it, won't nobody have it. That's what I should have been saying. And yeah, they would have tried to take my life. What? You got to bring it to get it. Better quit playing. You gonna get a return on what you're looking for, but it ain't gonna be what you thought it was. I don't know what these fools thinking. I just watched the brother smack the shit out of elder white guy. I'm like, now why would he be taunting that brother like that? Black people are already fed up. Then y'all run around here getting all our second and third cousins our reparations money. Like that money y'all just giving these people shouldn't be coming to us. Like, what the fuck y'all got something against us getting reparations? America, you gonna reap what your stinking ass sow. That's why black people that investing ain't doing no more business with y'all ass. They packing up, they moving to Africa at record rates. Them gonna be the ones we gonna. I see the brothers and sisters. It's a few of them I'm connected to. Build that courage where I can step. Fuck they mess. We ain't never needed it. Excuse my French, but you ain't dealing with no Christian preacher. And I know y'all hear me speak the word. I'm different. And I got a right to be hostile. You know what? They persecuting our motherfucking people. Yeah, some of us make it out, but they don't come back. And then when they come back, they come with all this bullshit ass Greek philosophy. Well, if you learn this system and fuck they systems, the systems that we grew up with, get your ass up, be on the block, and we finna go move something. Set up shop, we out here. Everybody got the goods. You know what I'm saying? Only problem was if you mess up, you ain't have to have no money. That's why we went to the streets, because we put our life on the line. And men respected that shit. They gave him a sense of pride. Oh, this one of us. He real. I don't care what you call it, twisted or not. But that earned your way. And people really became make rich off that. And a lot of people still carry weight. They carry weight. They got, a lot of our people carry weight out here in the streets. We got face cards. We can get things done. They don't necessarily take money. But at the same time, it's like we didn't just shunned ourselves to lock on to some bullshit fucking with them. And the world is despising them right in their face. Look at y'all, everybody looking at Dubos this last meeting, economic meeting they just had. And they talking about all this. Man, them people reject what your president over here talking about. They don't give a fuck what he talking about. They looking at the tariffs. America been a sweetheart. They wasn't tariffing people. Y'all better do your research. Remember, it was just in 2000 you had the Democrats on the Senate floor with graphs showing you the levels of when they were saying they need to raise the tariffs then on them nations. It was Democrats. Nancy Pelosi had her ass out there. Now they want to cause all this confusion with this bullshit talking about, well, Trump shouldn't be doing tariffs. How the fuck America gonna eat? And y'all done put policies in place to give everything away. I'm saying now, they giving all these people all this money. That's our reparations money. Them motherfucking people came over here, y'all just gave them medical, dental, place to stay, a job, cars. They don't even need license or license plates. I'm seeing it in the fucking hood. Like, what? I be wanting to, they love them Vicks gonna check in. We would have robbed their ass. I'm telling you the truth. All that walking around, they got bank cards, brothers looking like thirsty old lions, just blowing away. I see, yeah, it's nothing wrong with being active, but who are you active? Because when the women, our women get active, it ain't for no shit that we create a system of justice or a system of security where our dependents can walk along in the same line. You can't take your kids to your motherfucking office and prepare them to become the next senator. Them white folk gonna be looking at your ass like, what? I don't think so. It ain't gonna work like that. But they can grandfather their people into every fucking where. That's the difference. And I'm not talking about all white people. I'm talking about the ones that fuck with their system. Y'all heard that's riding with the Hebrews. She know, and she on here teaching. She on a channel. I like that. She said she'd rather speak this and continue to push it because I understand when you say this to black people, they show you another spirit. They don't show you Christ. Show me your Christ. Where it's prove it ain't in the word what I'm saying. Because I'm reading it right here. And thou shalt become an astonishment and a proverb and a byword. Don't they call you nigger? They ain't got the respect to acknowledge you as God's people. I'm like, okay, what they coaches? They not faith coaches, but they life coaches. I love them. And I thank God for their energy. But I don't rock with that because, and I watch them and I share they channels because it's people that rock with their systems. Because they gonna show you how to get to the money. They gonna bring you in there. Yeah, they gonna don't get it twisted. They gonna show you how to get to the money. But I ain't messing with their money. That ain't godly money. And that shit ain't real. And the nation's rejected it. What's real are commodities. Like we got brothers and sisters who done left here that went to places like Africa. Check them out. Check out, I ain't gonna say no names because I've been using foul language. And they might not want me to speak on their company. They might think, you shouldn't be using that. Know what herb heals what, or what herb is just for, regular continuity where you could be active and strengthened and, secure in your body makeup, your physical, your conditioning. They done went and formed companies in Africa. They came from here. They know the struggle. They walked it. They talked it. They know. They woke up. They found out who we were. They went over there and did it. I can't get three of them. I know out of all the people I know. Man, let's put on together. Let's go get some out of Africa. Let's go over there first. We can go through the Hebrews, go kick it with the people and meet the village, and lay our leg. As in, meet the village people, kick it with them. They gonna want to know who you are, what you doing. You gonna want to know who they are, what they doing in life. Maybe okay, we know the prospects of what the government is doing. They done took the lands, took the resources, got rid of the fake European money, put their own money in play, backed it with their own natural resources that don't never deplete. Now, their resources are godly resources. They got the uranium, they got the lithium, they got the copper, they got the silver, they got the iron, they got the iron, they got the whatever you call it. They got it. They don't need you. They can bring their resources, which are natural commodities. And they planting their own agriculture. It's planted. They reproducing and they selling it and they giving it away to their neighbors, to the less fortunate. And they making They creating contracts to pour into their nation, creating jobs, creating businesses, creating jobs, and so on and so forth. And they're growing in their community, in their kingdom. They don't operate on. They don't want democracy. Democracy is a goddamn robbery. That's the man. We woke now. I'm not going. I'm gonna stop using language. But I want to hear this, some of what your sister's saying. Uh, Fair use copyright. Fair use copyright. My testimony of my awakening of being a Hebrew Israelite. This is Dewayne Reese, and this is sort of, we are in that awakening. Some people are still in that awakening stage. They're awakening to the mischief that's been going on, and they're correcting it. And you feeling how you can correct it. Return to the covenant. Everything you do has an instruction. You can examine what institutions you choose to do business with based on if they follow the UCC codes. There are laws. I call them laws, codes, UCC laws. Even how bankers operate. Everything is commercial. Hey man, it's business. And those are the laws in which they should be operate that binds them. They should be, which means they should be operate according to these laws. The brothers and sisters been teaching them. The Moors on there every day teaching you about the UCC codes. The Hebrews on there too. Learn them and use them. Who is that I used to? I don't know how he became unsubscribed on my channel. You got a lot of shit going on with these channels. They be taking stuff off there. They'll have you unsubscribe. I'm like, what the hell? High frequency. That brother over there was been educating us on a lot of those laws and how to even do know who you are and know how to do business under under the United States government. They got rules on how to do business. What brother Yusef Ill, that's his name. The spirit just brought him to me. Y'all check him out. High frequency. Brother Yusef Ill. You can learn a lot of pertinent information that you can use now to better your situation if you choose to take advantage of such. Me, I just rather stand it. No, brother. My standing is in Yahuwah, the king of the universe. If Yahuwah got to come under the United States government, I don't want him. Hey, I don't want him. He ain't who you think he is. Hey, that ain't what it is. I don't want that. No, brothers and sisters, but Yahuwah is the truth. They ain't real. The new world order is coming. It's here.
Shalom to all the saints.
Shalom, shalom, sis.
May Yah's Baruch be upon you. My last video was a segue to this video. I didn't know that I was going to drop that I identify as Israelite in that video, but I am, for the most part, led by the Holy Spirit. So if the Holy Spirit believes that it's good time for me to interject it, then so be it.
That's all I talk about.
Israelite is a bit of a buzzword right now.
Yeah, it's kind of dangerous
social
too.
Media at some point or another,
you gonna hear it.
Maybe come across videos of melanated men,
women too,
shiny polyester.
Oh no.
Preaching from the streets that they are the bloodline of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Oh no.
Some of them even wear the six-pointed star of Remphan. And unfortunately,
yeah, we got a lot of extra.
They are making it bad for spirit-filled people like myself who also identify as being an Israelite. I went to a wedding in 1999. I got saved January 1999. And I was graciously invited to the first wedding of the year. I can't remember if it was the only wedding, but it was definitely the first, belonging to Fatima and Julian. Now, this is the first African wedding that I've been to. And at that time, because I didn't know I was prophetic, I didn't know that my spirit was taking snapshots that I would use later on or that was the first seed in my awakening then.
Your
The seed was
Hebrews says.
planted with the traditional dress of the wedding parties. Fatima's father came in traditional dress. He had on, I don't want to call it a cloth, he had on fabric.
Mm-hmm.
He
It's
had
like
on
a toga
fabric and
party.
it went over on one of his shoulders. He was bare chested
Like
underneath.
toga at the how they dress at a toga party.
And I would see that people in the wedding party, the family, they all had on a fabric. So the male would have on a fabric, and the female would have on a fabric. The children would have, but the woman's outfit, the female's outfit was cut very flattering, and then the children would have their little outfits, and then the male, the husband, he would have on maybe a pants and a top. And I was just marveling. And then you may have six women in the same cloth, but all their dresses or skirt and tops were different. They were designed to the character of that person, the preferences. So I went home that night and I prayed and I asked God, who am I? Those were my three words.
I hear that resonating in my head.
Where do I come from? I am Jamaican descent. Both my parents are Jamaican. Maternal and paternal grandparents Jamaican. Great maternal and paternal grandparents Jamaican. Above that, I don't know. Above that, I don't know if they were Jamaican or they were direct from Western Africa. I just know that my mom and my grandmother and my great-grandmother were born in Jamaica.
Hold on, fam. Jamaicans did come out of West Africa. I believe they come. I ain't gonna even go into detail of which tribe, but yes, Jamaica.
Ask her who I was because this wedding awakens something in me. It's like I don't have an African name. I have a Scottish one. I don't have a traditional dress. In Jamaica, they have this kind of white Muslim, but I have more African DNA.
Me too.
So,
Nigeria, Jamaican, Nigerian, 35, Ghanaian, 25, Jamaican, I think around 15. I was like, what? I knew it. I knew it. I knew it already.
Names like D, De,
I told you.
Opia, Kuya, Downia.
Hold on. See, I remember I expressed that to one of the African brothers. Like, when I learned from two of them, it was a Nigerian brother. I used to follow their channel. And way before you hear now, it's real prevalent. But the brothers showed you that the native African languages in the west coast of Africa, let me be careful on how I express that, but the languages that the people speak over there, and as far as they can recall through their grand and grand and grand grand and grand 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 have been speaking, it's right there in the Bible Strong's Concordance. That's their language. I was just like, what? And I always expressed that. It was a brother named Jonathan. Well, he used to catch the flux in the beginning until I believe that was his name. He used to catch the flux in the beginning. But he eventually grew into it's settled because you had a lot of us like, oh no, I'm not African. It was the Africans that sold us woo woo, not really knowing what was going on with as it relates to biblical understanding. God said you would be sold. You will be gathered. First, you was chased out of your homeland. Christ told you you will be scattered into all nations. What other people been scattered into all nations, man? It's no argument. Trump can take down all the slave memory pictures or whatever the government decide to put up themselves. We don't need their pictures. You're going to hear about it on my shirts. You're going to hear about it on my channel. You gonna it's right in the Bible. You can't run from it. That there's a calling to regather. You can't just skip over this Bible and read it with an eye of a religion because it's not a religious book. Religion ain't get it. They don't get it. And it shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse, which I set before thee. Why are you saying that, blessing and curse, Wayne? Because it's going to point to the things that will show you who you are natural. That's why, for edification purposes. It's not to people when people try to speak against it, but the ones in ignorance, something wrong with them. This just shows you the deep level of brainwashing. But those that know and that committed these things against these people that were spoken of, I know why they denying it, but it's gonna be worse on them. And it shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse, which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations. This why, whither the Lord thy God hath driven thee, and shall return unto the Lord thy God, and shall obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children with all thine heart and with all thy soul, that then the Lord thy God will turn thy captivity. You ain't caught no plane over here. Came over here in ships, family, and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations, whither the Lord thy God hath scattered thee. He hasn't gathered Israel and Judah yet. I don't care what the world telling you. The Bible is telling you and showing you through his instruction. What he's saying, that's what we look to. That's what we establish because that's the way, the truth, and the light. That's the way we need to go so we can walk upright as sons and daughters and operate in the power and authority where we don't need them. We have natural elements. The spirit, the spirit, spiritual law guarantees us herbs, fruits, and vegetables on the tree. We don't need nobody. We got the most.
Well, that's not
We
pretty
got the
much. It
most.
would be more like nomia. I have to really speak it from my belly to get the pronunciation almost right. Dea. Dea.
Yeah.
Yaso, Yano, Kuya. Yeah.
Yeah.
We also have the word Kyle, which is our patois pronunciation for the word Kyle, and some people will pronounce it as Kyle. So I was listening to Tori Roberts on Dear Future Wifey. Now, I tend to stay away from mainstream pastors.
Oh man.
I have my
No.
reasons for that.
Strictly Bible.
And so like, I clicked on it, and I watched it for 5 minutes, and then I clicked off. And it's like the Holy Spirit sent me back. So I was driving in the car, and I was listening. So when he said, Hayil means wealth, I didn't hear it. And let me go to Hayil. It's spelled in the phonetics we have now. Chayil. Rich Hebrew word meaning strength, valor, might, ability, or wealth. It comes from that Deuteronomy scripture that Yah has given us the ability to create wealth. So Yah has given us Kyle to create wealth, or Hayil to create wealth. So when he said it the second time, he said Kyle. And I said,
oh my God.
I didn't pick it up when he said Kyle.
I love this, family. Words. Like I was saying, when them Nigerian brothers, like, they mother, words mom would use, they were bringing out. You can go, and I wrote these things down so I can keep it. You can go straight into the Bible and pull those words out. You're gonna need your Strong's Concordance because the Bible is translated into English. They take you back to the Greek and to the Hebrew. But there in the Hebrew, Like sis making it plain, I just learned something. Cow. I'm gonna look cow. I'm gonna look that word up because you can hear things like that. That's and that what that ooh that connects the true people. All it takes is a certain word, and that word will open up a can of whoop butt on the world. You know, it's gonna open you, it's gonna bring you to the remembrance, just as Christ said. This spirit will bring to remembrance all things which I have spoken to you. Hallelujah. Praise ye Yahuwah. You gotta love the scripts. He's waking us up. I know I'm a little extra off. Get these churches rule because they don't represent the kingdom, and I'm tired of them. And they sucking our energy and our money, money we can be putting into us. We all have something to offer. If you don't know what you got, you can get around us that's been in trades for quite a while, for some years. We got some continuity. I don't have no problem teaching my brothers and sisters what I know. I don't have no problem. I'm not gonna try. Look, when I did say I would teach your children or an adult or do it yourselfer how to make repairs, real repairs on real automobiles, and teach them how to, whether in video or in person, to train on. They might want to learn how to do their own brake job. Yeah, you could book me for that. They might want to do their own power steering pump. They having problems with it. First, we go through the diagnosis. I'm gonna bring the books and teach you how to examine these things. Let the instruction guide you for the do-it-yourselfer, of course. When I thought of that, I wasn't thinking no more than $45, $50 to make a video. Okay, I will read the instructions from the book so you can get the science of it, and then go out and do the job. Put the camera on, walk you through it, each instance, disassembling and reassembling. Short and straight to the point. I mean, direct and straight to the point. Of course, I ain't gonna be on there looking crazy, but yeah, edit the video, download it, and send it to you one of them little drives. You got your video forever. I got to order me a couple of them drives. I want to download all my pictures off my phone. Get all my pictures and get my designer prints I purchased. I gotta shake something real good with them. Once I get this, I gotta make some moves. And I've been sitting on here too long. I hate not having what I need.
Money. What money?
Money, yes.
Bongo
Money.
and time. So that's just another Hebrew word that the Holy Spirit has enabled me to translate.
Yeah, that's like with our ancestors that was here, that was in the fields. They was singing that song Kumbaya. Kumbaya is a Hebrew word. And I'm like, it's I understand the difference in time periods when our people actually moved away from the bull crap that was coming from the Gentiles, or when they were chased up out of there, enslaved and moved around. And eventually you bumped heads with your people that left before, that foreseen the bull, knew they was on it. You know, unless we got to move around, it's time to migrate. Our people knew who it was another area in the world that they can migrate to. We're people of the soil. You think we don't know what's around this world? Stop playing. Better ask your elders. I'll listen to the wisdom of our elders. Irregardless of what the world is talking about, they can keep their science. Because what our elders teach, we can prove in the spirit and natural. And that's based on law. It ain't no magic trick, no hocus pocus, none of that. It's the natural spiritual law at work. We are the sons of God. And wake up.
Yeah. So So now you know the root word of Kyle is actually a Hebrew word, but obviously we were in West Africa and then we came to Jamaica where we had to learn English. The Jamaican accent is heavily influenced by the Irish accent because the Irish are overseas. So we were learning English from the Irish. We wasn't learning English from the Massa in the house because we didn't have as much interaction with Massa as we did with the overseas. And that's why we said tree instead of three. In certain of the tones, you can hear the Irish accent if you listen clearly. Also, shubeen, we say shubeen. Shibeen, it's a small. Shibeen is an Irish word that we still use in our Jamaican